Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Uzo Okolo and this is Uzo's Tribe, where I talk about love, life, career, faith and everything in between. So today's video is basically a Chevening video. So for now, for the next few months, I'm going to be doing majorly Chevening videos. I'm going to be talking about your various essays and how to write your essays. So today I'm going to be talking about your studying in the UK essay. Okay, now your studying in the UK essay is one of the essays that you have to write, one of the 4 essays you have to write for your Chevening application or in your Chevening application. And this essay is a minimum of 100 words and a maximum of 500 words. So you must not write less than 100 words and you must not go beyond 500 words. Please, these are grounds for disqualification, so kindly resist the urge to overwrite and underwrite. So typically your essay a good essay should not just be 100 words. It should be a minimum of say between 300 and 400 words. That shows that you actually have stuff to write about and you know what you're doing. Writing 100 words when you have 500 words maximum just shows that you really don't know what you're doing. Okay, so let's go into the studying in the UK questions. I'm just going to use my other phone and read out the studying in the UK question. So the question that Chevening asks normally is I don't know if it has changed now, I doubt it. It says, outline why you have selected your chosen 3 university courses and explain how this relates to your previous academic or professional experience and your plan for the future. Do not duplicate the information you have entered on your work experience and education section. Okay, so this question is essentially telling you what schools have you picked. In these schools, normally Chevening allows you to pick 3 schools. Okay, you're supposed to pick 3 schools. So what schools have you picked? And in these 3 schools you have picked in order of priority, of course. So your best school should be your first choice. It's just like if you're Nigerian, it's how you pick schools for JAMB, right? You pick your first choice, your second choice and your third choice. That's exactly how it is in your studying in the UK essay. So first choice school, second choice school, third choice school. So basically what Chevening is asking you is, what are the 3 schools you've picked? And in these 3 schools, what courses have you picked? So you can pick one course in 3 schools, right? In the same school. Like for instance, in my case, I chose human rights law in my first choice university, second and third choice universities. Okay, so for some people, the choice name might differ. So for some schools, for example, let me use human rights law still. Say your first choice university calls it International Human Rights Law. Your second choice school might call it Human Rights and Social Justice LLM. Your third choice school might call it, do you understand? So in that case, you can actually still pick the courses, okay, in your 3 schools. Now, what is Chevening asking you to do? Remember in my last video, I had mentioned that your essays must always have an introduction, a body, and a very good conclusion. I had also mentioned that your introduction should be very, very riveting. It should be so riveting that it captures the attention of anybody who is reading it and keeps them glued to your essays. Okay, now I'm trying to talk really slowly because I got feedback from my last video that I was speaking too fast. So I'm trying to be as slow as possible in this video. How am I doing? Let me hear your comments, or let me see your comments. So as I was saying, your essay should have 3 parts: your introduction, your body and your conclusion. Now in your studying in the UK essay, you want to introduce your courses and your schools. Okay, now when I say introduce your courses and your schools, I don't mean you have 500 words, so you can't waste it. I don't mean you should not start writing, so you're going straight to the point. Okay, I've chosen Chevening, I have chosen these 3 schools, and in these 3 schools, I have chosen these 3 courses. Okay, now your paragraph or your body should talk about how the 3 courses you have chosen okay, how it would help advance your career goals, how it would help improve your career goals and improve your quality of life when you return from the UK. So you're explaining to Chevening how these 3 courses would help to propel you from where you are to where you want to be or where you're going, okay, how it's going to help boost your career goals and your career trajectory basically. So while you're doing this, you're outlining. Now the best way to show this is to outline what each course module is going to do for you and what each school is going to do for you. So you're not just looking at the course modules in the schools, you're also looking at the school itself, okay? So you're highlighting the ranking of the school for some people. I mean, you can choose whatever really works for you. For me, right now I'm at the Kuseme University of London. What worked for me was that the Kuseme University of London had like a British Institute of Human Rights, which I was very, very interested in joining when I arrived in the UK. It also had like this, it had a work placement scheme. So instead of writing a dissertation, you had the option to undertake a work placement scheme as opposed to writing a dissertation. So I found out that's very interesting. For me, it was like putting an exciting practical experience to my education or my learning. So for me, it was perfect, okay? So that was the selling point for Kuseme as well for me. Another selling point for me for Kuseme University of London is the fact that it's a Russell Group school. It's ranking it has a very, very high ranking on the Times University ranking. It's also it was one of the schools, because I'm doing women's rights advocacy, human rights basically. So it was one of the schools that gave women a chance to actually undertake an education way back in the 1800s, when it was not popular for women to go to school. So Kuseme University of London was one of the first schools that actually allowed women, opened their doors to women. So these were all points that I highlighted, okay? And you know, I've stated like plenty things now. So to highlight all these things, you have to be very, very precise, very concise with your words. You have to go straight to the point. So look for those key interesting things about your school and your course. I also mentioned the names of some lecturers who handled some things in employment law, in economic rights of women, political and social rights of women. I looked at the lecturers. So like I said in my previous video, Chevening is research. Research. You have to research your schools very, very carefully. What is the school ranking? Okay, what are the interesting things they offer students, welfare wise, you know, in other areas? What are the interesting things they offer for your course in specifically? What interesting thing do they offer for your course specifically? So then what modules? So if you're choosing human rights law, LLM for example, you're supposed to go to Kuseme University of London website, look at the course modules under human rights law. Do they hit exactly on what you want to study? If they do, highlight it to Chevening. Oh, Kuseme University of London also offers course modules on political and social rights of women, women's rights, rights of a child, this and this and this, and this hints largely hits on what it is I want to do. When I learn these course modules and I have the opportunity to intern with the British Institute of Human Rights, this is where it is going to take me. By the time I go back to Nigeria, I will gain so and so skills. I will gain so and so expertise. And then I'll be able to replicate these skills and replicate so and so values that I would have learned in the UK when I return to my country. So always link what your school and your course modules have to offer you to the value you would gain, the skills and expertise you would gain, and how it would influence or impact your career. Do you understand? So you're not writing in isolation. All these things come together to make a very good essay. Okay, so this is the structure to your essays. And remember, you're using the STAR approach. STARR. I had mentioned this in my previous video. So if you want to know more about the STAR approach, kindly click on the link to my first video on Chevening, okay, the video before this one essentially. So basically what you're doing is you're highlighting the reasons why you've chosen that school, and you're doing this for the 3 schools, by the way. You're highlighting the reasons why you've chosen your 3 schools. You can do this in order, so you can pick your first choice school when I was writing my essay, I first spoke about Kuseme University of London, spoke about why I loved the school, why I was picking the Kuseme University of London, why I picked the course I was speaking, what this course was going to teach me, the kind of skills I was going to gain, the kind of expertise I was going to gain, and how it's going to help me in my career journey. How it's going to help me in my career, how it's going to broaden my horizon and everything, and how I'm going to implement when I return from the UK. So these are the skills, these are the things you want to highlight. Also remember, please, that when you're writing, you're not going to go and define. Don't spend all your words on rankings and everything. Look for integral things that are not common, if possible, about your school and your course. Don't add, they rank number 12 on the University Times ranking, they now rank number 5 on this one, they now rank Chevening knows that your school has a good ranking. They know that you're going to pick the best school. They know all that. So don't waste so much time. You can highlight it if you feel the need to, but let that just be a line or two. Don't allow so much of your words, your 500 words, go into trying to explain the ranking and all that. For every school, there's always something that makes that school stand out. For every course, there's always something that makes the course stand out. For me, since I was choosing human rights course, human rights law and international human rights across board in my 3 schools, what I did was I had like a little introduction or preamble. My passion for human rights, or I've observed so and so in my country, I've observed so and so, and this is where my passion for human rights stems, which is why I have chosen to do human rights law or international human rights LLM in my 3 chosen universities. So like this now, I've already explained that, see the course I'm doing, and I'm doing it. See what motivated me to do the course. That was my introduction. I spoke about my motivations to undertake an LLM in human rights law or international human rights, and then it was easy for me, since I had already given that background. This is why I want to study human rights. So see the problems in my country. I gave a little bit of statistics. See the problems in my country. See the problems that I've observed in my community. Okay, now see why I've chosen to study international human rights. Yeah, so that's basically what Chevening is looking for, okay? In your body, make sure you highlight the best parts of your school. Make sure you highlight the amazing parts of your course, and also make sure to put something fun. So you're not just only going to study, you're not only going to just go and do school. My school does like a yearly trip to, one of my schools anyway, I chose, does like a yearly trip to Netherlands, The Hague, Netherlands, like International Court of Justice for law students, LLM students. I put it there. I mentioned how I was going to try to really enjoy British cuisine. So I mentioned I was going to enjoy British cuisine, and I put it there. And yes, I've had English breakfast and it was amazing. Okay, even if there was one thing I ate that looked like potato something that didn't have pepper, so I was not understanding it. But I mean, I'm actually enjoying. I'm doing what I said I would do, right? I'm enjoying British cuisine. So the whole idea is you're coming here to have the experience of your lifetime. You're coming here to have like something different, something new, something refreshing. And in the course of it, you're also going to advance your career and learn so much, meet so many amazing people. So it's a very avid opportunity for you to mention. I know someone that mentioned how she really wanted to attend Wimbledon. We never even land safe. My babe has gone to buy tickets for Wimbledon. Did you understand? I know someone else wanted to go to the O2 Arena. The person has already gone, and the person mentioned it in their essay as well. So you are not restricted to, because this is a studying in the UK essay. So aside your school, your courses, aside academic, also spare a very short paragraph to bring something fun, bring life into it. Like spare a short paragraph to explain something really nice that you want to experience or explore in the UK. It could be music, it could be food, it could be dance, it could be art. It could be just traveling around like the United Kingdom, knowing it could be literally anything. Nothing is too stupid, okay? Nothing is stupid. Like as long as it's a new experience for you, it's worth writing about. It is worth writing about. So this is the structure: your introduction, explaining, especially if you're choosing one course, explaining what motivated you, giving statistics, like an entry. It's like an entry into your mind as to why you want the UK and why you want to undertake that course. And then you speak about your 3 chosen schools, highlight the reasons why you've chosen your schools, highlight the reason why you've chosen your courses, explain how they help grow your career plan, explain how they help to boost your career plan and map out your career trajectory. Then of course you also explain why you have chosen the UK, and then explain, please don't forget, you should not forget to put that you're coming back to implement. So explain how you're also going to give back to Chevening at the end of everything. Okay, it could be through what I'm doing now, it could be through ambassadorship, it could be through ensuring that you expand the Chevening network. It could be that you're going to amass so much value and wealth of knowledge, and you're going to give back to society, using Chevening as your. So basically there's a lot you can do to give back. So explain how, when you finish doing all these plenty things, how you're coming back. Explain how you're going to give back to your country and how you're going to give back to Chevening. It's a give me, I give you. If I'm going to spend something million on your head and you cannot tell me how you're going to help me in return, I don't know. We shouldn't have a working relationship. Okay, we shouldn't have a working relationship. So this is the way to basically write your studying in the UK essay. I think this is one of the simplest essays to write. This essay did not even take me so long. So if you're finding it difficult to write the other essays, maybe the other ones are too much of a roadblock, that's the reason why I made this video very early. If your leadership, your networking, or your career plan is giving you a bit of a stumbling block, or it's stressing you out, you could just use this essay. Have fun with this essay, write it, relax, rewind, reboot, and then go back to those difficult essays. Okay? And then of course find a way to conclude. Always conclude. You can conclude by saying how you're going to give back to Chevening, saying what Chevening is doing for you, and how you're going to make an impact in the Chevening network as well. So these are all ways in which you can make your impact in your essays. These are ways in which you can make your essays really speak. Remember to avoid verbosity. Do not use so many words, unnecessary words. Don't use so many unnecessary words. Do not go past the word limit. Do not write too few as well, and do not be in a hurry to submit your essays. Please, before I end this video, I must point out that every opinion I have expressed in this video are mine and mine alone. They do not represent the opinions or the position of the FCDO or Chevening as a body. Please, as you are hearing me now, still do well to research on your own. Research. The official website for Chevening has every single answer to every single question. In fact, that is one thing I would really say about the Chevening body. You see their FAQs, their frequently asked questions. My goodness, it is rich. It has every question you want to think of. The answer is there. So don't be lazy. Actually research. Any question you want to ask, go on www.chevening.org. Just go to the FAQs, type your question. You will see the answer there. And if you don't see the answer, feel free to ask. I'll still answer you. Okay? But I just don't want to encourage laziness. And of course, remember, plagiarism is a crime. Do not engage in it. Don't use an AI to write your essays. Be original, write your essays yourself and get a scholar. There are a lot of Chevening scholars, both in my cohort 2023, 2024, and in previous cohorts, who are very willing to help read your essays. Of course, my cohort right now, we're still busy trying to settle in and everything, but there's still some scholars that are very, very willing and ready to help you look at your essays. So do not plagiarize. Write your essays in time, but do not be in a hurry to submit. Have them looked over and over again. Then of course, have fun with this process. it's a process. This is my 4th time of applying and I got the scholarship. The first 2 times I applied, I don't think I enjoyed the process. I was just applying and using all my energy and writing and suffering. But the 2 times I decided to actually enjoy my process, my application process, I'm here, I'm in the UK. So enjoy the process as much as possible. Have fun with the process, have fun doing research. Imagine yourself in these schools. Imagine yourself going on whatever excursion you saw on the school's website, whatever. Trust me, the power of your imagination and the power of your words. Yes, this is me being Christian right now, but it is so true. Your words and your imagination play a very huge role. Once you start to think like you cannot do it, or I can't do this, am I good enough? It begins to impact on your writing and it begins to show. Your confidence level shows in your writing. Do not write small. Don't write as though you're trying to, let me know, brag. Brag, oh. Chevening is a bragging essay. Brag. Hey, you better use LinkedIn style to write your essays. Don't write small. Write like you're making a post on LinkedIn. Do you understand? Brag about yourself. Hype your achievements, because there are people that are there doing amazing things and hyping it. You won't be left out. So don't try to be small. Do not be cocky. Do not be cocky. But really, really highlight your achievements, okay? And again, I would say, have fun with the process. It's not a do or die affair. If you don't get it this time, you still get it again. But let your mindset be, I have gotten this, okay? I hope that you enjoyed this video. I should be making a video on the other 2. I will still make a leadership essay video 2.0. I know I highlighted it in my previous video, but I want to make a subsequent video or another video on leadership, on the leadership essay. Okay, and I would also make videos on your networking, how to tackle your networking essay question and how to tackle your career plan question. I would also be making some videos with some scholars subsequently where we'll be answering all your questions. So if you have any questions about the application process, please do well to leave it in the comments, or of course write me an email on askuzostribe@gmail.com. Write me an email, askuzostribe@gmail.com, or if you want me to see it faster, just leave it in the comments. I'll see your comments and I will address all your questions. I also have other scholars come on here with me and address your questions. Till I see you again, bye bye. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe and share with every prospective scholar you know. Like, subscribe and share my videos, please. I need to grow this channel. Please share my videos. Thank you so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.